Hey, Cheap Wine Finders, back with another review of a wine that I found at Trader Joe's rapidly dwindling stockpile of wine. They're actually restocking the shelves to make it look like it wasn't as bad as it was. I mean, the import wines were maybe about a third or less. They need to get some wines in. They need to call their distribution companies and get themselves going. It seems like the only thing they've got going that's new, or some of the only things, are their reserve wines. And I grabbed a reserve wine, and this is a Trader Joe's Reserve Napa Valley Chardonnay 2019 Lot 208. Check your lot if you're buying one of these. I think different parts of the country got or were issued different lots, so they might be a little bit different. And here we go. I'm going to take a sip. Now, the first thing I'm going to say, what is this? And no winery in Napa Valley makes $10 Chardonnay. They just don't. I mean, they can sell their wines for 3 or 4 times as much. You might start finding wines in the $20 range from an established winery. But if you're going to find this stuff, you're going to find it at a Trader Joe's and ALDI's, at Costco, somewhere where they're buying excess wine, negotiant wine. So don't get too excited. I mean, unless this is actually a $30 Chardonnay from a winery they got somehow found its way to Trader Joe's, and that does happen. I've seen a $50 red blend from Napa sell for $9.99. I've seen a $45 Pinot Noir from Carnero sell for $12.99. But I don't think that's happening here. I mean, and when you come about value-priced wine, because they don't necessarily make value-priced wine, and it has to have a kind of a long and winding road to get to that price tag, there are other areas that, Lodi, Central Coast, even places in Sonoma and Mendocino that can do value-priced wines, and they do it on purpose. They have winemakers that's their skill. So this is not to say this is a bad Chardonnay. I'm not saying that. Anytime you see a $10 Chardonnay, I'd buy it. You're getting the flavors and the characteristics of Napa Valley for $9.99, but are you getting a one that's equal to the expensive ones? Probably not, but you're not paying for that either. So I'm going to take another sip. I like the Chardonnay. But, I know one thing Trader Joe's always does is they have high-end AVAs at a low price. And it sounds great, and it's always fun. And sometimes it is a $50 wine for $10, $12, $15. But it's not always that way. That's one of the things about it. I mean, you might be better off finding a good winery that produces their own brand, because this a $10 wine from Trader Joe's probably equal to somewhere around $15, maybe less, at a retail shop, rather than a store brand, an exclusive store brand. So there's a lot of wines in that category that are really, really good. I mean, there's some solid Chardonnays that don't cost a lot of money, and actually tend to like a lot of them even more than the more expensive ones. Usually when you go in the higher end, there's certain ones you just love and certain ones that you just like. And you can do that for $12. Take another sip. I'm drinking this one, so I must like it. It's got oak to it. You can feel it. It's got that buttery thing. It's got that vanilla. It's got oak spice. Not overly buttered, but this is one of those wines that have some malolactic. They don't tell you what they did and what they didn't do to it. The people who made it is a ABJ, and if I'm not mistaken, ABJ Wines is fronted by a man who used to own a boutique winery in Napa Valley and sold it off and started making custom brand wines for whatever reason. But he's been around there for a long time and has lots and lots of contacts and knows what he's doing, which is really good for this wine because he's not at the mercy of the bulk wine market. He's calling up, hey, you got any grapes? You got any finished wine? Because it says vinted and bottled by, which doesn't mean much of anything. So somebody else made it, and he might have cellared it a little bit more, a little bit less. And it's 2019 vintage. So was it ready to go last year and COVID messed everything up, or is it actually needed 2 years of aging to reach its peak? You don't know any of that stuff. And at $9.99, you figure no, but you never know. So there you go. That's why I like these Trader Joe's Reserve wines, because you're always getting something interesting. And while it might not be your favorite wine, and hopefully it isn't because they're one-off wines, you're going to have some fun with them, and they're going to be at a right price. So that's it for me. Domain Dave. Like us where you like your podcast, if you will. And thank you for listening. We enjoy it, and we have more wines coming. We're going to start, doing some, maybe another, we got a little bit of time for Halloween wines, and then who knows what I'm doing there. And then we're going to start with things for Halloween. I mean, not for Halloween, for Thanksgiving, because Thanksgiving, everybody always talks about pairing, and the pairing is easier than you think it is, but we'll talk about that and wines that go with it, and then we're going to start doing bubbly and having some good time. I'm holding off on bubbly a little bit because the prices go down in November because they try to sell off their stock they have for the end of the year. So keep it cheap. Adios, and I'll be talking to everybody in a day or two, so bye-bye.